What's up, what's down? Tell me something going around. Let's discuss the light of day. Spitting truth, come with me. What's up, what's down? Nothing's ever out of bounds. There has to be a better way. Always something of a better play. Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack, baby things. Hero Shack, hey, Hero Shack, yeah. Hero Shack, daily things. Come on and read free. Come on and read free. Well, stop what's down, jump some going round. Let's discuss the light of day. Spitting truth, come with me. What's up, what's down? Nothing's ever out of bounds. There has to be a better way. Always something of a better play. Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack Day, Hero Shack, baby things. Hero Shack, hey, Hero Shack, yeah. Hero Shack, daily things. Here we go.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hero Shack Daily Things, episode 34. It's me and Diana again on the hot wire. How you doing, honey?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing my thing.
That's kind of scary because I don't know what that thing might be.
I'm working on the Great Cyclopean dolls.
Ah, yes, the plushy thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. How's
Hey,
that going?
I like your face. That was kind of cool.
Oh, you mean when the new audio avatar?
Yeah. It was cool.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up again. It's the same thing in the background.
I know. I realized that. I remember when you drew this. I thought it was so cool.
It's still cool. He is a up and coming character in our universe.
I know. That's
and I'm
why
not revealing that much about him.
Nope. We need to just sort of take a deep breath and hold it all in.
So how are you tonight?
Well, I got to babysit the grandson, which is like such an awesome thing for me, as you know. And he's amazing, by the way.
Yes, I know every grandparent says that, but ours truly is.
every grandparent says that as well. But he is just so much fun. He learned how to do bottles and cans. I took him to the redemption. Well, we went to Walmart because we had to get some stuff, but it was really cute because he was fascinated by it. And I pulled up the carriage. He was sitting in the carriage. He says, "You want to try?" And he took the little can, the Pepsi can, and he put it in the little thing. And he sat and he watched it, and it was like so cute, so cute. And yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it, and we just had a fabulous day. I can't say enough
Something
about
crazy is happening. I'm not seeing all of Tim's comments. I'm seeing it's weird. I don't think the stream in the StreamYard is updating the chat.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm watching. Let's see. No, episode 44. 44.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying is I'm not seeing that in the StreamYard alongside the regular broadcast window. I'm seeing it over in YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's bizarre. Maybe it's just a glitch and you have to unglitch it somehow.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is.
Anyway, so that is what's been going on with me this fine day. So how about you, sir? What have you been up to?
Pushing the Great Cyclopean.
I know you are.
You know, I had a full day of work. It was fun. It was work. I don't know. Tomorrow I'm looking forward to the comic book club. Yeah. I have to set up the presentation on giving children from another school district a brief overview on how to make comics. Now, I have a 30-minute time period window to share this twice.
So one is for 1st through 3rd graders and the other one's 4th through 6th.
Yeah, so that makes no difference to me. I'm going to present the same way to both because they really are closer than people think. And I don't mean that as a negative on the older ones or an over positive on the younger ones. But for the amount of time we have, it's going to be a really brief overview. And what we'll have to do is beef up the website with more comic book stuff as far as how-tos. Which means I'll probably be looking for other creators to get involved if they want to share tutorials or advice or things like that.
That's always a good idea.
Yeah. Primarily, what I'm finding is kids want to know how to draw, but at the same time, I want to teach them how to plot out and plan and lay out a story in sequential order and stuff, you know.
Not just draw like full size,
Well, every
characters.
every kid goes through this like deal where they all do pinups. We all do it, right? It's like you try to draw your favorite superhero. You're looking at the art. You're trying to emulate every stroke and every little detail, not realizing that the artist himself is doing that, you know, with the wave of his magic wand called a pen, and you know, it's part of the technique. So, like, to expand their vision beyond that hypersensitive, hyper focused view, I want them to kind of get an idea that, yeah, this is way bigger than just that one pinup that you're so, you know, obsessed with copying. Yeah, and I get it because I was there too. I still am, to, you know, some degree.
Well, it's always fun to listen to artists as they have come, you know, and you know, develop their craft even more as an adult. And like, I did this, and I can't believe, you know what I mean? It's kind of cool to see that, to hear that rather, not see it, but sometimes see it.
Hear about their journey.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. Without sounding too like weird.
It does sound weird, but it kind of is. I mean, you know, it took me 20 years to figure out certain things that I still do by habit. Like, and I won't even go into them because then it just sounds like I'm harping on myself. But every artist knows where his weaknesses are. Yep. And it is what it is. You know, you work on it, you work on it. And as you improve that, you discover new ones because, you know, I think it's almost like your brain can only take in so much. Right. So you don't see some stuff until you get through the first stuff, you know.
That sounds, you know, that I guess that sounds good. It's the same thing with me with like sewing. Like, I'm working with this doll without an actual pattern, and it's a pretty technical doll. It doesn't look at it, but to sew it, it's multicolored. It's got, you know, the specific logos and trying to get those right and placed. And so it is a challenge for me because I'm not a seamstress by no means. I love to sew, but I'm kind of a hack seamstress, I guess you would call me. And yes, Tim, writers do have a journey. Oh my God, I'm talking about, like, I have to make my pattern, Tim. I have a pattern, but I'm making it. I'm designing it, you know, as I go along. I have to make, so I just made like the arms for the big cyclopean plush doll that I'm working on. And I realized the gloves were too long. So now I'm redoing the arms because I didn't take into consideration that last night or the night before when I was doing it. It was a little on the cray side. So I'm back.
Well, you got it. You'll figure it out. You got it down.
I will. And once I get the pattern, once I get, like, I'm going to show it to you, obviously.
You know how bad, I'm going to play that back to you. The paper in the microphone is the worst sounding thing.
Oh, is it? Oh my God, that's right. I'm so freaking sorry, everybody. I really am. Wasn't even thinking. I'm over here chatting away like you guys are sitting across the table from me. So anyways, okay, I stopped. I stopped talking. Period.
Me too.
So what do you got? What's going on today? What do you have today? I had a blast. I took the day off to hang with my beautiful grandson, but
I think I already spoke yesterday about the website, right?
Yeah, you did.
What did I show the new layout? I don't remember.
I don't know if you did. Hey, Outcast, I checked out your video, by the way, today while I was babysitting my grandson. You're quite a fine artist there. I don't know if you showed it. You showed it to me. I don't think you showed it last night.
So at any rate, we've been working on getting kids into the website so they can read the Cyclopean for free. And it was a little convoluted. They used to have to go, you know, to the link up here or up here and click here. And then they would go to a page. And even that page, it had like a whole bunch of stuff down. You know, it was weird. Now it's very easy to get to it. You just click a thumbnail. It's on the home page and on the free comic page. Opens up the comic PDF and it has to load, but there it goes. As soon as it does, you know, you're free and clear to read all of these. And so, yeah, I've been working on making that a little bit more,
accessible.
yeah, user friendly.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and I've got to add more to it because truly, I know it's not going to attract the 40-something-year-old comic book fan.
Mm-hmm.
That's who we're really going to be working on attracting there. It's
Right.
it really is going to depend on whether or not the kids want to back this stuff.
Right.
I happen to believe they do, and if we can get web traffic, that's a good enough indicator to put further investment in the other things that will make it grow.
Yeah.
But I am terribly excited about visiting another school district. Assuming this is going to go wonderfully,
Yeah.
I will pursue other school districts, and we'll develop a program of going in and, at some point going in and helping people create their own comic book clubs. It doesn't have to be attended by me and Diana, every single one.
Right. Right.
But if we can form what they call a curriculum to assist with the guiding through the creation of a book,
Mm-hmm.
that would be great. And we could stop in at the beginning of it and the end of it, and they can do all the stuff in between, and we can have video conferences and all sorts of fun streams.
Yeah. That is kind of a dream of ours, is to be able to do that, in all honesty. But it's really, we're limited because we both work full time to support our household at this point. And so trying to get a actual curriculum.
Well, that's what
school approved curriculum, I should say, a school approved curriculum, because that's really what we're looking for. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
School approved anything. I'm looking to make a program that kids will like, and the schools can just go with it.
Okay, so it's the same thing that I just said, but you had to be sassy about it, and that's okay.
I did because
you did.
You know what? Like, okay, so I'm going to tell you, one of the marketing campaigns I'm thinking about is presenting this, like, I want to present the Cyclopean like he's cool just because your parents don't like him. Like, I want to try to angle him against like the popular mainstream opinion, because kids like stuff that their parents don't like. It's
okay. I did not know that was coming, but yeah, we'll talk about that.
Well, I'm talking about it. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, you do that. That's good. I like how you come up with these ideas just off the cuff.
No, this wasn't off the cuff. I've been thinking about this.
Okay.
Off the cuff means just created it on the spot.
Well, you did, didn't you? Or you actually?
I just told you I've been thinking about this.
You seriously have. You just haven't shared this with me. You decided to share it with me in a live stream. So I look foolish.
Don't recall when I talked to you about it.
Well, you haven't.
It wasn't a big deal. It's still not a big deal. I don't even know if we'll do it, but I want to.
Okay. All right. So help me out here, anybody in the chat. You can ask a question or say, Chris, you're crazy. Diana's not.
I'm crazy. That's not fair.
Yeah,
although
but
someday we will rebel.
Someday we will rebel. Oh God, who are we rebelling against?
Enough of us Spurgs that you neuros are going to go down.
Oh God, here we go. Don't be putting me against. It's going to be
Asperger Day. I'm telling you, man. We'll be bringing that back. There'll be no more autistic spectrum.
Oh my word, you are so crazy.
I'm not the one who went and changed my category.
I didn't.
Yeah, no, but your neurotypical mindset did. You neurotypical, we know better than you guys.
Oh my God, I can't. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, good stuff. Hey, how are you?
Even dealing with the term Asperger's gave an autistic man an ability to toughen his skin up, because he then realized how silly it was to be upset about his condition, because it wasn't really a condition. It's just a better wiring of the mind.
Listen to what he says. Oh my God. I cannot.
What are you talking about? Listen to who says.
You. It's just a better wiring. Listen to you. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe you're coming out with this.
I have to be a positive influence on the spectrum.
I see this.
And
You're
that
doing a
means
very nice job of it, I might
I have
add.
to explain to my fellow Spectrum sitter,
Your spectrum.
you're
What?
gifted.
You,
My fellow Spectrum sitters.
oh my God, guys,
The
help
kids
me
out
out.
there on the spectrum, they have to understand they're gifted.
Indeed.
Like Professor Xavier without the mansion. And
For the
with
money.
I'm not bald.
Not yet.
I don't know. This stuff is sticking around, man. I'm like 55 and my hairline has barely moved in 30 years.
Oh yeah.
It's
You've
getting a
looked.
little thin on top, but not like, oh my gosh, I got to get the hairspray. You know that brown hairspray guys on TV spray their head with, and suddenly it looks like they got a full head of hair.
Um, yeah.
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 I'm not there yet.
Oh God. So what's new in the comic book world besides we're fulfilling our comic?
Well, we are working on fulfilling ours. We're having a little bit of trouble with a couple of the pages at the printer, but that's no problem. It happens. We're working on it. No delays in the foreseeable future. What else is going on? I did a lot of drawing. I'm doing character drawings for the eventual character that will take over for one of the main characters in the first story arc of the Great Cyclopean. One of the main characters will be no longer mainstream in the book. I don't know how to put that because he's not dying, but he is going out of commission for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And out of commission, he's like going to be just hanging
No
out.
comment. Nope. I'm not giving any hints other than that.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay. Okay.
I think I'm salt and pepper, right?
Yeah, you're getting more salt and peppered.
Yeah.
More peppered. I didn't put salt, but yeah, you get the thing.
Do I need to start doing that like
But
slow?
you have a no. You're gonna no. God no. Oh please don't.
Should I just dye it black like that jet black that every old
No.
man does? No, it's my natural hair. What do you mean?
No, I think you're fine just the way you are.
I love you just the way you are.
I should have put salt and peppered. I put peppered. It's because you're so spicy tonight. You're so defiant. Oh God.
Well, you know what it is? I know what
don't.
we need to do now. I really do have a good focus on where we're going with this.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's really not an adult market. It's more of a, if it was movies, it's more of a PG market. More so than a rated R type of activity or even an MA or whatever they call them these days.
Right.
And that doesn't mean adults won't get into it, but
Right.
it is a different target. You know what I mean? Like back when Marvel and DC were under the Comics Code Authority, they were making books that fell under similar guidelines to a movie, but they were making them with a more mature mindset. So I guess it was like network TV, you know, they couldn't do certain things, but they could tell a story provided the writer could handle the material without going rogue. Dun, 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 dun.
Right.
Well, like how much harder is it to make a horror story and not have any gore or any, you know, graphic violence?
I would imagine it would be very challenging.
I think so.
Oh my God.
I mean, I've seen a lot of good ones, but I know that when I see gore, it does send, you know, sparks through my brainwave that makes me think about violence and scary stuff. And ooh,
right.
You know, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy, the Texas Chainsaw Murderer.
Yeah.
He was scary, but in a different way than, say, Linda Blair in The Exorcist.
Right.
Which had some violence, but not to any degree of, like, you know, Chainsaw Massacre.
I don't know. Her head spinning and her vomiting kind of freaked me out a bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a demonic scare.
Yeah, it was different.
Maybe Psycho is a good example of something that wasn't too graphic, but was still scary.
Yeah, that would be a good one, I would think.
You know, I tried to do a horror graphic novel, and I think I came across like it would be on a network television. I think what I considered to be mature content fell a little soft compared to what actual mature content looks like these days.
Yep.
My violence wasn't bloody enough, and my sex wasn't sexy enough. My drug use was more implied than shown. You know what I mean? Like the book had all this stuff in it, but it wasn't raw enough. I don't think that's my
Not your calling, I don't think.
well, not necessarily. Like I do feel I have a good horror story built in me that I haven't told yet. But yeah.
Well,
What do you mean, Tim? I think I'm referring to cluster fudge, and I think the biggest problem with cluster fudge is I bit off a little bit more than I could chew, and it was much darker than I realized. As people started to react to it, I didn't realize, like, I wasn't going horrifying. I was like literally making people wonder, you know, like, whoa,
well, you wanted people to think. You were trying to get people to really think about the whole plot thing. And you wrote it during COVID. I remember you writing it. It was such a dark
I hate
story.
when you say that, you know. I hate when you
but it's true. It's true.
So what?
But I think that's why it was so like dark.
No, believe me, I have more dark stuff in me. I just haven't let it out.
Thank you. I'm very thankful for that. Can we just focus on the great Cyclopean?
Well, to touch on that, like Tim was talking about a writer's journey, and that's part of it. Like once you start getting really comfortable with writing, I think you start feeling out the boundaries and how far you can push. And, you know, I was surprised at the reaction I could get out of people just, you know, telling a dark story. But it wasn't horror. It wasn't like these people were, you know, gripped into a horrific storyline. It was more like shock that the guy who was doing Cyclopean could also do stuff like that. But yeah, that's why we're focused on the Cyclopean now.
Well, for the moment, your content was not Bart Sears drawing Violator #1. I don't know who that is. Who's Bart Sears? And
he's a pretty world-class artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a slam or not, Tim. Sounds like a slam. But that's okay, because I don't get I don't get the whole healthy and the dark thing. I don't know, a healthy light and dark thing. The more I look, like I'm looking in the Bible and I'm looking for stuff like that, and it doesn't exist. So I mean, it comes down to, as a creator, you have to face those bridges on your own with Jesus, and it's one of those, who am I to judge?
Tim said it's not a slam. I don't think.
Well, Bart Sears is like an incredible artist. Like if I was to sit with him, I'd learn more just by watching him blow his nose than I could. You know what I mean? He's so. Yeah, I remember Bart Sears.
I remember him. Ooh. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to make a noise. I'm sorry.
That wasn't bad.
Okay.
That wasn't as bad as like. Did that work?
No.
Oh, that didn't work. Hang on, let me try another. My microphone's probably canceling it out.
Yeah, maybe, because you sound fine. So Tim said the Bible is full of violence. True. And Violator #1 was very graphic.
I would counter that the Bible is full of meaningful violence, meaning it all served a purpose to tell the story of the Lord. And yeah, Violator. I remember. I don't think I've ever seen #1, but I've seen enough of Violator to know it's it makes Deadpool look kind of clean.
Really?
If I'm thinking, I think Violator is like the demon that turns into the fat clown. Yeah. Oh, you know who it is?
No, I was saying, I'm agreeing, like, oh, okay. Not like I know who he is. I have no idea.
Hang on, I'll Google him because I think I'm right, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I could be dead wrong.
I don't know. I don't know these things. I apologize. I'm dumb like that.
Oh yeah, it's exactly who I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll pull up a picture so you can see him.
Okay.
Because he is a cool looking monster. He's kind of like he's kind of like a demonic ET in a weird
Demonic
way.
E.T.
Yeah,
That
remember
is,
ET?
I do
The way
remember E.T.
he had like
Yeah.
the head and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, so here's the Violator. Uh, I don't know, maybe not so much ET, but a little bit. He's definitely a nasty fella, as you can see.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought E.T. though, but I guess. I mean,
Well, in my warped mind, I can make ET out of that.
okay.
Yeah, and of course, the spikes and the nasty things all over him. They are
Yep.
used in his action adventure.
He's a very good artist.
I don't know which one that was in particular. It could be Todd McFarlane. It could be Bart Sears. It could be someone else.
Well, whoever did it, pretty
This
good.
is see the clown guy.
Yep.
That's like the fat clown guy he turns into, I guess.
Ah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's
Is
kind
he
of like,
just like some psychotic clown, or is he like an alien, or?
I think he's a clown that turns into this demon thing behind him,
Oh,
like in this picture.
okay.
Yeah, I think.
Um,
I'm not an expert with the lore, so
yeah. Well, it's not something I probably would read anyway, but I was just curious.
no, it's interesting too, because as I've come to start to look at the comic book industry and think that it's
Mhm.
full of like degeneracy,
Wow.
it's interesting that Todd McFarlane.
You just said that. I can't believe you
Yeah,
just
I
said
did.
that.
I did. I'm not afraid to say it. It's getting worse.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Todd McFarlane is interesting because he's an atheist who has a great sense of the hero,
Okay.
which kind of goes to show you that humanity is not lost. God hasn't abandoned the planet. Things look kind of crazy to those who are like really deep into religion, but like
Mm-hmm.
we're not without hope. There's still things happening that are positive.
Mm-hmm. This
Um,
is true.
and so when I see an atheist who can make a hero like Spawn
Mm-hmm.
with real world issues and real victories,
Mm-hmm.
it's encouraging.
So I've heard of Spawn, but he's not. It's not something that I know. Isn't that Wasn't that the one that you and Jace used to get into? Is that the game, or is that something, a video
No,
game?
well, he was in games, but no, Spawn wasn't. You're thinking of the Devil May Cry games
Okay,
there,
maybe.
Dante. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I watched the animated series around you one time when I what do they call that? Splurge? No,
Yeah.
I binge watched it,
Hey,
and
Lorenzo.
there was
Yeah.
a horrible movie, and I only say that because it really it wasn't good.
Right.
That I think I've played to you at least once.
Okay.
You
I
probably
just know
felt
I've heard of it. It must. I wasn't sure if it was a video game that I heard, or the movie that I heard, or.
there were certainly video games. I've watched enough retro games in front of you where they went through the Spawn games.
Okay, maybe
He
that's
had
why.
games in the 16-bit
Mhm.
era all the way up. So
Cool beans.
yeah,
Well, thank you for that little bit of knowledge. Thank you, Tim, for bringing that up. I learned a little bit more. It's definitely not a graphic novel I would read. I just finished reading a graphic novel by Jeff Smith, I think it is. Bones. It's a scholastic book.
bone,
Yes, yes.
not plural, just bone.
Bone. Yes, bone. Not bones, bone. And it was
Right.
actually very entertaining. I enjoyed it.
I believe it's award winning.
It is award winning. And he's got like a bunch of, yes, bone. Sorry.
I just wanted to be specific because I'm sure he would be specific.
Well, yeah, it is. And that was my bad. And I apologize. Please forgive me, everybody, for making an error on a book that I just finished. And, yes, not to be, Tim, you're yelling at me. Stop yelling. I know. I said
Well,
I'm
plus there is a
sorry.
TV show called Bones
Oh
that
my
had a
God, I
doctor.
know.
Remember
It's
that
not
one?
that Bones. This is
Plus
the
there was a
graphic
Bones on the
novella.
Starship Enterprise.
Oh my
He
God.
was the doctor. The captain would say, "Bones, is he going to make it?" And
Yeah.
the Bones would look back and go, "Jim, he's dead."
All right. Enough. 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 You're making me crazy now. I get it. I apologize for the millionth time, everybody, for making such a horrible error.
It's
How
not
should
that horrible. We're just having fun correcting you.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a blessing.
The
Hang on,
blast.
I'm gonna try something. Don't freak out. Yeah, your mic is doing weird stuff.
It is?
Yeah, it's like hissing.
But, hold on.
There's
Why is
probably
my
nothing
mic?
you can do.
All right,
Are you
hold
on the good
on.
mic or are you on the laptop mic?
I'm looking right now. I thought I was on my mic, the one hanging down here.
You might be.
Okay. So default Mac speakers built in, right?
Yeah.
That's
And
what I
then
have.
for mic, it should say
Default MacBook Air, Diana's phone, microphone. Nope.
nope.
USB audio device.
Yep.
Okay. Reduce my background noise.
Wow. Say something.
Hey.
That's way better.
Yeah.
You
I
cleaned up
just,
the
it says,
hiss
well, yeah,
quick.
it says reduce. It's new and it reduces minimizes background noise. And Lord knows I always have background noise when I'm doing this, doing the stream. Okay.
Yeah, it has a little bit of like clipping at the high end of your voice, but nobody's gonna notice it unless they know that you're being processed.
I am being processed.
Yeah, your voice is being processed when it comes through the line.
Oh, okay.
It's not a bad thing.
No, I'm being processed through life right now. So yeah, so what else is new? Because I'm kind of busy here. You're gonna open up the stream so people can come in and join and chit
You're
chat
just
away.
looking for other people to fill the air because you don't have nothing good to say.
Because I want to sew the legs on the doll. I'm in this mode of sewing. When you draw, everybody out there.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if the Tonight Show came on and Johnny Carson, I'm going to show my age, looked over at Ed and said, "Hey, Ed, what are you doing over there? You're supposed to be co-hosting the show." And he goes, "Yo, I'm right in the tennis racket over here for tomorrow's game.
Come on.
It's
Help
very
me out.
important that
Where's
I racket
Timothy?
tennis."
I need Tim to come in and talk because I want to sew my arms.
He's in the back. I haven't brought him in just because I know you want me to.
I know. Where is he? I'm bringing you in. I'm taking. Boom! There he is. Tim, help me out here.
What do you need help with?
For the love of God, Chris is telling me he just made this big production because I want to sew the legs on the arms on the doll.
You don't got a leg to stand on, lady.
I don't actually, and I need some time to mute so I can run the sewing machine, which is right behind me, and it's calling to me. It's calling to me, guys. You know when you're drawing or writing?
You won't use me anymore.
Yeah.
Look, I just muted her.
I actually think Spawn's a brilliant story. To me, it's the quintessential guy caught in the middle between a war between heaven and hell. Could you imagine that though, being the guy caught in the middle?
Wow.
Well, the thing I do like about Spawn, and I'll be quite honest, and I've said this tonight even, the fact that it was written by an atheist and his concept let him break boundaries that a Christian who's like in the gospel would never break.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's like Spawn himself making that deal. Like, I don't think most Christians would be able to pull that off like that.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think Al Simmons was a Christian, and I think the idea is that it's based on Faust, who made a deal with the devil. So, like Faust, Al Simmons made a deal with a devil, and like in true fashion, this devil didn't give him exactly what he wanted.
Yeah, it's always a trick of the.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll let you. Okay, I'll let you see your wife again. Just like 5 years in the future, you're dead. She's moved on. She married your best friend. They had a kid, a kid that you couldn't give her because you were shooting blanks. That kind of thing.
I remember a story story I saw. I think it was on HBO once, right?
Yeah,
And the guy had 3 wishes. No, not that. This is unrelated, but kind of similar. He one of his wishes was he wished that every woman would be attracted to him. And what it turned out to be was a curse, because everywhere he went, anyone who was of womanhood age was attracted to him, whether they were under 18 or over 60 or black, white, Asian, fat, skinny, tall, short, like, and it became a curse. He was running because like it was showing like all the problems with the excess of our heart's desire.
Well,
and that was one of this guy's desires, and it totally blew up in his face.
Yeah, I think that's like the roundabout way. You don't really want completely what you want.
Yeah, what you think you want is probably not really it.
Bedazzled was the same way, although they made the devil a woman, which makes sense because men doing things they shouldn't do and they're talked into it has to be a woman doing it.
Well, and in light of the current modern day, it makes even more sense now.
Yeah, but the idea is like he wanted to be.
You know that I'm listening, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I laughed.
Hello, Miss Diana. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm sewing the arms now, but I had to make sure you guys know that I'm here. And I am listening. And I heard that fresh little comment from Timothy.
I didn't hear nothing.
I'm the freshest. You know that.
The Fresh Prince of Walmart.
Okay.
That was the first link you posted, man.
Yeah, I know. I could be the.
I was like,
the
Walmart,
Fresh Prince of
you're leading
Amazon.
up to Walmart.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I kind of like Barnes and Noble though. It sounds very like what's the word I'm looking for? It sounds rich. Yeah, regal.
I went to the Barnes and Noble and I picked up one piece.
And Melvin, of course.
Of course. Good job, old man. Good job.
I can't help but think of it like that when I hear Barnes and Noble. Like, it just has that ring. It's fancier. Walmart sounds like, okay, that's cool, but Red Rooster was at Walmart.
A lot of people in like especially across the pond, you know, in poorer nations, they prefer Amazon.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? I've always set my comic books up so they don't go international, because of the size that I've chosen. Amazon doesn't do the 10 1/4 by 6 and I want to say 5/8. That's what it is. I believe.
If you because I mean, like RJ has a copy of Melvin #1 special edition, and it looks everything looks so much better.
At what size?
What was it? Let me click and see.
Because I'm trying to. What's that?
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I'm clickety clacking. Okay, here we go. Scrolling down.
I didn't even realize I had a link here too. But why?
Swear to God, it said somewhere.
It has to say somewhere.
Yeah, maybe it's another one. I'll check the.
Let's see.
Or else I'm too stupid to actually see where it is. All right, see. Yeah, it's 7 by 0.1 by 10 inches.
Yeah, that's a different size than what I'm making. But I may switch just to get that, extra distribution, because that's keeping me out of international markets. Yeah. But what I've been making is more of like the traditional. Well, it's a measurement I took right off of the measuring a classic comic, a classic Marvel comic from the 90s, actually. So it's like, honestly, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if the Germans keep buying Melvin, I'll be the David Hasselhoff of indie comics. The German people, they love me.
That would be funny.
I might have to get a passport and do a Comic-Con in Germany.
You have lots of women liking you.
Oh,
I think that was more of a Swedish accent, wasn't it? I'm not even
yes,
good
that
at
was, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I have German
History?
ancestry, but
Yeah, it's a there you go.
my grandfather left between World War One and World War Two, which was how my family got here. Not while I was born. This was like before I got here. It was, I think they came over in the late 30s.
If
So
there's
it's like
any German ancestry in my family, it has to be through the Buns.
the buns.
Bunn.
Yeah, I have one of those coffee makers.
Anyway,
No, I do. I'm serious. You don't
Huh?
have a bun?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Chris.
Okay, so they have coffee makers called Bun, and
Uh-huh.
they are like the best coffee makers in the world. They're the ones that you have in your restaurants, but they make like a home model. Hang on, I'll show you. Share screen.
Lorenzo's probably in the back. He said a man bun.
No, hang on. Okay, so like there's one for a restaurant, and what they do is they actually hook up water to it. But I have one like this one, and what it is you pour the water in, and it literally makes it in like less than 45 seconds. It just like whoosh.
Well, anyway, that'd be through my mom's side of the family. We don't know if that's English or German.
Ah.
Well, I do know that I do know my great grandmother Olsen was from Norway.
Nice.
So I think I'm close. I'm probably closer to my Norwegian roots than probably my Scottish roots. Or
so is your national
English and German?
Norwegian wood?
I don't. Yeah, I knew somebody.
You do know like Lowland Scots has a lot of Old Norse words thrown in there.
Well, I mean,
I don't know if
a lot of cultures have a lot of Norse words. Like the word "hell," for instance, is a Scandinavian.
Oh
word.
yeah. That was actually that was like the underworld. If you didn't die with like a sword in your hand or something like that, you'd end up in this really cold place called hell. And it was like also wandering the name of the god ghosts, of the underworld, right?
Yeah, wandering ghosts that would terrorize you or something.
Oh wow. Yeah, I loved like the Nordic and Germanic mythology when I was studying it in school. But
my brother just picked up a copy of Norwegian anthology. We were just saying it. My brain is fried. I'm so tired.
Was it the Eddas?
Mythology. It was.
Oh, okay,
it just says
I guess the
mythology.
Eddas are written like the poetic and prose Eddas. Those are the Eddas are actually in Old Norse, not so. I got that wrong.
Tim, is your brother's
Norwegian's
book covered in human
but it's not
human what?
Human skin? Is it like a human skin cover?
No, it was a book from Barnes & Noble. We stopped by last week when I was getting the last of the clothes I'll be wearing for my little brother's wedding in Texas.
Well, I've seen a movie where books with like human skin, they're usually really evil.
Oh yeah, I know. Just don't read the passages or and you'll end up chopping your hand off and having a chainsaw hand.
Although that's a pretty good trade-off. I mean, if you had to lose a hand, a chainsaw would be the best trade-off.
Evil Dead 2, that was the best scene where he's like shooting the wall because his hand his possessed hand got out and it like stops by this big gaping hole in the wall and flips him off and then continues.
That was one of those incidents and one of those movies where it's like they really pushed the boundaries, of where you could take a horror story to the point of camp. Like it was the campiest stuff.
Oh yeah.
It rocked.
It had this like really elaborate. I don't know who did the stop motion photography, but it was like the old Ray Harryhausen stuff. Like as far as like the amount of detail that went into that.
Wait, that wasn't real?
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard
all odd things happen to humans.
Well, they kept cutting up extras' hands, and they would give them an extra $35, and they'd catch the hand flopping around. But it may be a rumor. I'm not sure. In Minecraft.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Evil Dead 2 was a really great mix of comedy and horror, which is why I like it.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it really was self-aware, like in a way that other horror flicks never were.
Especially that scene where he's like fighting his own arm, and he prior to cutting it off, and then he drowns it. But it's like grabbing plates and smashing it across his head, and grabbing he's grabbing his own hand and slamming against cabinets and stuff. And then
it really does speak to the quality of his acting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was a guy who did B movies and he loved it.
Yeah, well, you're sitting there talking about this man doing this to himself, and you genuinely mean he was fighting his arm, and like you believe his arm is another character. That's how good he did it.
Yeah.
And I mean that as a compliment to his skill. It's like, wow.
And then of course I think Army of Darkness was a perfect ending to that series. Although Ash versus the Evil Dead was a pretty good continuation after they played into the fact that he had gotten way older.
Right.
So it was you could accept that.
Yeah, and it's better than like recasting it. Although I think they did do one with a woman in the lead.
Yeah, but that was more of a serious one, and then it's like
I saw it and I thought it was pretty good, but it wasn't. It was because it was Evil Dead, but it wasn't. Yeah, it was all right, but
it was too serious. I want that comedy and that horror, and that I can't. I want something that takes the piss out of horror.
That's kind of the thing about it. I guess you're right, because it just didn't really. It didn't satisfy the feeling. It was like, yeah, it was horror, but it wasn't. It wasn't Evil Dead.
Yeah, I know. Did thou say the words? Yeah, I said the words, not every single syllable. But yeah, I said it. It was the same words from The Day the Earth Stood Still. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it was. But he gets to the cradle that has like 3 books, and he has to pick the right one. He's like, he says the words and he forgets the last word, so he there. I said the words. I'm gonna take the book now.
And they don't. I don't remember them. I'm gonna have to rewatch them because it's been that long. That I'm drawing things. And I think part of that is my age, because a lot of old movies I'm not remembering anymore. It's like, yeah, I know I saw that.
So besides Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, there was, and this newest one, there was one in between?
No, there was a series after Army of Darkness called Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's like many years later, and I think the first episode is literally they do that scene where he's like, you remember when he's like, they do the montage of him putting the chainsaw hand on and all that. But this one
okay, yeah, I haven't seen that. Is that the one that you thought was a fitting conclusion to?
Yeah, it was a fitting conclusion. Anyway,
and then this whole
montage,
this new thing, it's about this female protagonist.
The reboot, which just to me.
Okay, so that's a reboot, but Ash versus Evil Dead's. Wait, okay, so that's the one that's the series, and Army of Darkness is the one. Which one do I watch first?
I would just because at least the first part of Evil Dead 2 is a soft reboot. Because the first one, the very first one, it's like a bunch of them go to this cabin, and Ash is the only survivor left, and he's leaving, and he turns around, and whatever that was in the cabin with him comes at him, and then it goes to credits, right?
Yeah, so I watched the first two movies. It's been a while.
Yeah, they do.
But I always wondered about the subsequent ones.
Yeah, they do the soft reboot, and where he, all that stuff happens, but it's just Ash and his girlfriend. And the soft reboot ends where he's actually walking out of that same cabin, and that thing comes out of the cabin and knocks him through a bunch of trees, and then he falls into this puddle of water, and then wakes up, and it's like nighttime.
Is that Ash versus Evil Dead, or
no? That's Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2,
Oh,
like the first
man, I need
part
to
of it is
rewatch
actually
that. It's
yeah,
probably been a decade.
and that's
or
the way
more
to do
since
it
I've
is to
seen it.
do a soft reboot within the sequel. Like so, the first part of the Evil Dead 2 is a soft reboot.
Any way they do it is going to be
Yeah,
good for replacing the
makes
actor.
Yeah, I don't know who could. But the first part of the episode of Ash versus the Army of the Evil Dead, or Ash versus the Evil Dead, yeah, is kind of like a parody almost in itself of the one where he's a montage of him like getting ready for battle. Only it shows him putting on a fake wooden hand, putting on a girdle before he puts on a shirt so he looks thinner, and showing up to a bar 5 minutes before it closes, and ordering 2 Moscow mules. The bartender looks so annoyed because he's trying to close up. Because he looks at him and goes, "We're closing in 5 minutes." He goes, 2 Moscow mules.
So versus Ash versus Evil Dead and Army of Darkness, which one do I watch first out of those two?
Evil Dead 2.
Huh?
Evil Dead 2.
No, I mean I'm talking about Army of Darkness and Ash versus Evil Dead, which
you want to watch? We want to watch Ash versus the Evil Dead first before that.
Okay.
And like Ash versus the Army, Ash versus the Army of Darkness, because at the end of Evil Dead 2, he gets sucked into a time portal and goes all the way back to the medieval period, which they kind of started it a little differently in Army of Darkness, but yeah.
So I watched the movie or the TV series?
I'll go with the movie.
I'm going to need a chart to figure this all out. The first two movies
it's not as complicated, Lorenzo.
They should like number these or something. I mean, like it goes from Evil Dead 2. Okay, that's logical, and then all of a sudden,
yeah. Well, I don't count the first Evil Dead because like the Evil Dead, that first part of Evil Dead 2 is a kind of a soft reboot.
You're counting whatever happened in 2 as the actual beginning.
Yeah.
Well, Evil Dead 2 wasn't that kind of a bit of a parody and maybe kind of like a remake with a bigger budget of the first one?
I know that they were in college when they made the first one.
Oh yeah. I was surprised that it wasn't actually filmed here in Michigan. I think it was, but I don't think it was filmed in Hollywood. I'm trying to remember.
You're the ruler of two things, Jack and shit. Jack just left town. All right, you primates. This is my boomstick.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Who wants some? You want a little? Huh?
I think that goes to show, like, I mean, the fact that the first Evil Dead was, like, so indie, and then left Evil Dead 2, which wasn't that still independently produced?
I think they got a little bit more of a budget this time.
Yeah, but they had I mean, it's really impressive. Like, it has some of the, I'd say some, as far as I'm concerned, I like the special effects in there better than I like a lot of the CGI stuff that I see in movies nowadays.
Yeah, I
when I actually watch a movie, which is hardly ever.
I always like the more physical effects.
Oh yeah.
In fact, Beetlejuice, the sequel that's supposedly coming, Tim Burton insisted on physical effects for it. So that's a new movie that's going to be the sequel to Beetlejuice, and he's doing physical effects, stop motion animation, that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
It's interesting.
Do we really need a sequel to Beetlejuice?
Nah, but you know what? If they're going to do it, they might as well do it with Tim Burton and Michael Keaton before he dies. Not that I think, God forgive me, I don't think he's close to death or anything, but he's still decent at what he's doing, so you might as well do the sequel while he can, you know?
Yeah,
I think he's around my mom's age.
Travesty that is the Crow reboot.
Yeah, or something remake. Like Raiders of the Lost Ark guy there, Harrison Ford, who's all like, God forgive me, but he's just worn out. That man, I feel bad for. He's exploiting himself.
We used to make jokes about an old Indiana Jones. We had Indiana Jones in the retirement home of Doom. We always make jokes like that.
Right.
Many years later, we get an old Indiana Jones, and it's like this is not funny anymore.
Well, it's weird because Harrison always acted like he was a very serious actor, and I didn't think he would continue, playing into that. But then again, you know what? Money's money, and he's an old man, and he doesn't have to worry about anything because he's played Han Solo and
Han
Indiana
Solo.
Jones. Yeah, but in the end, I'll come in, I'll do my movies, and now he's leaving something for the grandchildren, I'm sure.
Yes.
Didn't they have to just keep? I wonder how much they Lucas. Well, gosh, I guess the last one was Disney, but like how much they had to bag and pay him to get him to come back to those movies, because I think he wanted it out like after the first Star Wars movie. Because again, was it the second one? Was Empire Strikes Back when he got frozen?
He did
Empire
get
Strikes Back, yes.
Strikes Back,
okay, yeah.
And I think that was the one he wanted to die instead of just be frozen. But they brought him back anyways, I guess. They negotiated, and oh, look, you survived.
I don't want to bring up drama, but I saw this. Somebody showed me this, and I laughed so hard. Hardgrave tearing Captain Finity a new a-hole, so to speak.
Saw
Did
what?
I see that one? Well, he keeps making remarks about like vets and stuff, and Hargrave just wasn't going to put up with it, so he just metaphorically tore Captain Finity a new a-hole.
I don't even know what Finity does. Like, is he
I thought Hargrave was I thought he was awesome after I saw that. Like, dude, yeah, you get him.
But like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know what Finity does. I don't even know who he is.
Oh,
I know you guys don't like him. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, he hosts his own YouTube show, and for a while there, he's going to be making a comic book with Dillard. I could never quite understand the plot, and he seemed kind of like when I used to watch him.
It's hard to explain.
It seemed like very vague about the plot, and like maybe he didn't want to spoil it or something. Maybe he gave more details later on after I stopped watching. But then for some reason he's not making the comic, and it does, or it's on hold or something. I don't know. Maybe he is making it again. I kind of lost track. I heard he wasn't going to be making it, but maybe he is. I don't know.
I think a lot of people, especially if they've never done it before, they'll start getting involved with comic book making and back right out, because it's crazy. Ask him. I mean, he's done several issues now. He knows.
Yeah. I just, but see, the thing is, like, when I think that my first attempt at shilling the book, or promoting it, however you want to put it, I had a script, idea for a plot, and then like I couldn't explain things very well, because the first thing they asked me was, "So tell me about your character."
Yeah, that can backfire on you.
Yeah, I just I spent like a few weeks kind of like thinking about the character a little more after that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the more you do like these shows, the more you can boil down what it's about in like a sentence. Yeah. Like I got to the point where I could say, what's Melvin number one about? Well, it's about a mercenary hired to save a princess from a dangerous cult. It's a sci-fi fantasy book. And it's like, boom, done.
Wow. That's shorter than the elevator pitches that I like.
No, most creators don't do elevator pitches. They say they do, but man, that's a long elevator.
Yeah, it's like
I'm not very good at public speaking.
Like a 60-second pitch on Ethan's show. I can't remember what he considered an elevator pitch.
I'm not very good at public speaking, so I like to get what it's about like out of the way as quickly as possible.
Did I ever tell you guys
less confusing
Al Milgrom?
Huh?
Do you guys know who Al Milgrom is?
No.
Okay, Al Milgrom was an artist / writer / janker / whatever Marvel needed kind of talent. He wasn't particularly good at any of it, but he was good enough to get deadlines and stuff finished, and so they used him in a lot of things. Anyways, I was at a convention at the casino, and I'm in the elevator at the end of the day, and I'm wearing my little badge, and he's got the same kind of badge. And I said, "Oh, hey, are you an exhibitor?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm done."
This was priceless. This was priceless. Oh my God.
And he's like, "So what do you do?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm the creator of the Great Cyclopean. We're not that big yet, but we're going to get there. We're Hero Shack Press." And, I'm trying to give my elevator pitch, and, I'm being suave because I'm thinking, yeah, this old guy, he's a comic book dealer, right? He's down there selling comic books. I said, "So where are you? I'll come try to find you tomorrow." He's like, "Well, I'm in the talent section." My head started reeling. I'm like, uh-oh. I knew right then there was something up, right? And I said, "Can I ask who you are?" And he flipped his badge and he looked at me. He goes, "I'm Al Milgrom." And like my heart sunk because I knew this guy like intimately through his artwork and through his writing and through his work at Marvel. And I stumbled and I'm like, sir, oh my God, I didn't know it was you. I've read so much of your stuff, so many of your books. So his floor comes up, he's stepping out, and I'm like, "Can I shake your hand?" And I reach it out and he shakes my hand and the door starts closing. He goes, "Son, let go."
When the door shuts and Chris dies, he's like, "I can't believe I just did that." Oh my God.
Because it was so funny because I thought he's a nobody. I'm like, yeah, I know.
He assumed. Yeah.
Did you run into him again during the convention though?
No, I never did see him again.
Nope, he did not seek him out like he would have if he hadn't put his stupid foot in his mouth. That was so funny.
But no, I could successfully to him though.
No, but you know what it was? He was over in the paid guest section. So to get to him, I would have had to spend like $80 just to get in line for that group. Yeah. The only one I can say that I met in like kind of, I don't want to, we did not bond and create a super relationship, but the one guy that I met who's kind of legendary, that I hung with several times at the convention was Pat Broderick. Yeah. And
they're very cool.
Yeah, he's a guy like me. He's up at like 3 a.m. walking around the casino and killing time, standing around outside, So I talked to him a lot, and he's an awesome guy. I was really surprised to see that he worked on an independent book with Mike Barron, because I didn't put that connection together, but that was awesome. We got Bronze Star, and the style is totally unique. Like, yeah. Very boss.
Did you give him a copy of the Great Cyclopean?
I did.
Yes.
I did. I gave it to his wife.
Yeah.
I gave him copies when we were there. He was really happy to take them.
I'm jealous. I don't have any stories yet.
You will.
You gotta go to the shows like that are two or 3 nights.
Yeah.
And you gotta stay wherever the big guys are staying. Usually it's at a hotel on site if it's that kind of show.
But it's expensive, Tim, and it really is. We're taking a big step back for the bigger shows. We're only doing
so where are you staying? I'm staying in the Nissan outside in the parking lot.
No, well, they like the one show that she was thinking about doing that's a huge one for us was, I think it was $5 something for a table for 3 nights or 3 days. And like, she was like, that on top of like, the 3-night stay, it's a daunting expense. And so like, it's not necessary. We're doing smaller shows. We're reaching out to the community that might actually get into our stuff. So it's important that we stay focused. We don't lose the direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to do a bunch of trying to talk to the local libraries and try to do like little shows out of that.
Yep, that's perfect.
I think that'd be a good way to start out.
Do you guys have like in our area we have a local writing group that you can either join, or a lot of times they put things out that you could submit short stories to, and
I have to look that up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So because we have one, and that's where my poem was published. And I was going to do the short story, but I have too much going on right now. But they do one like every year. They put like this anthology, and you submit. You don't get any money, but it's good practice to having your stuff published and building a network, a local network and stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool.
I might try to do that too.
Yeah. Well, it's just other things.
I tweeted that I was the indie comic book heretic. That's been going around.
Oh my God.
You're the what?
Because like yesterday, the ideas I was thinking, everyone treated me like I was some kind of heretic. Like, you're talking crazy.
Oh,
what? You're not crowd? What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, what am I? I'm some kind of heretic now or something? He speaks blasphemy.
No, but I was still giggling about it this morning. I was like, I told Tim not to crowdfund when he was saying it. I was like, yeah, don't. That's cool. And it was funny because Rex caught on. He's like, oh yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, Tim, don't crowdfund.
Less competition, guys.
Yeah. But I just like some people follow and others like carve their own path.
Mm-hmm.
Rex is a cool guy, but I think he's kind of a follower.
Oh, he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing their thing.
I'm just saying how it is.
Yeah. And people's things are different. But I'm getting ready to head off for the night because it's late and I'm tired. And
wait a minute.
Stuffing a leg as we speak, but my legs are too thin. I got to make them bigger.
Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're just over an hour.
Yeah.
She's gonna try to make her legs thinner, Chris. What do you think about that?
Well, it kind of scares me if she's gonna do it the way she did last time, because that means she's gonna be stomping on me.
Well, she might have to do it manually. She'll use a chainsaw. Like, oh, I have to shave a few inches off here.
Do a little carving. No, my cyclopean legs. I've got to make them thicker. I don't care for the real thin ones. I want to make them a little pudgier, not pudgy, but bigger. So that's what I was just talking about.
Meatier, beefier.
Yeah, they're not. This is more like I said. It's more like a rag doll cyclopean.
Yeah.
It's gonna
if you ever make an action figure, you gotta see if you can. You get a 3D printer or something. Try to see if you can make a Funko Pop style cyclopean.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely one coming because Tony found a body that'll fit the Great Cyclopean perfectly, according to his message. I haven't talked to him yet, and I can definitely sculpt the from the shoulders up to make a Cyclopean head. And I was looking at other doll, what do they call them? Like bodies, action figure bodies. But if Tony's got a perfect one, all we have to do is get our hands on it with the sculpture and match them up. Because really, I just mold. All I'll have to do is mold the head.
Yeah.
Bring it down under the shoulders, adhere it with some super glue or something, and boom, you're done. Paint and go.
True.
The Great Cyclopean will have his first true action figure. The question is, how do we make the eyeball rotatable without making it like loose and wobbly?
I don't know.
There's got to be a way though.
Above my pay grade. I'm not a toy maker, doll maker.
Well, I'm thinking maybe we should drill a hole in the bottom of it, but if it's made of glass, that's a challenge.
Yeah,
I need to speak to somebody who knows how to cut those.
A diamond cut. I have some equipment that might do that, but I've never tried it.
Honey, I'll talk to some men.
You do that. Oh,
somebody who works with stone.
Wow, you do that.
No, I don't mean that as an insult, but I mean like your brother John.
Some men.
Your brother John does work with stone and would know how to like drill a little hole into a marble if it's even feasible.
True. That is true. He is a tile guy, but this isn't tile.
No, but it is a stone or a glass-like substance. Tile is like he does fine cuts.
Yeah,
I worked with him quite a few times, and I was okay as a tile layer. Your brother was a master. Is a master.
Yeah, he is a master. Yeah.
It's like a master tile guy. You see what he does, and it's like, All right, I suck.
As long as he's not that good at really debating people, and he's not a master of that, you should be fine.
I get it, but I'm not going to laugh.
I didn't get
But
what
he does fish. And from what I understand, he's the guy who puts it on the hook. He's a master at that.
Oh my God, you guys stop already. Right, I'm leaving. That's it. Guys are being stupid, the two of you. Oh my God.
Stupid.
I'm like even like trying to think. I'm like, I have no idea what they're trying to say.
Tim, we both got her on both sides. She just put it together and realized
Let me
all of it.
see what they're talking about. I'm trying to pay attention.
As long as the person isn't like from prison and they're good at dating fish.
Oh my God.
Hey, honey.
What?
Good night. There she goes.
Yep. Jokes based on words.
I literally booted her. I'm not letting her back in. She'll have to let herself back in or go to bed. It's her choice.
Yeah. Sink or swim.
Well, it's kind of like a mercy kill. I'm like, because if I don't kick her off, she'll sit there and like get baited into more conversation.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, she'll be great.
There's been a little bit of update on Melvin 4. You probably saw that already. I had to remind Sid that the king didn't actually go with them. So hopefully the next penalty remembers to remove the king from those. He's not in that scene. What are you doing?
No, I haven't looked yet because I was busy. Did you see my new silly little read free? It's the first take of I'm gonna like run promotions for the free PDFs. So like it's my first take at a music video for that.
Oh really? Let me take a look at this.
Well, what I'm really excited about, and here I'll actually share it because I do have it. It presents to it's me working in a new app that isn't so new, but I haven't used it to its full potential, and I'm starting to get into it.
Yeah.
Hang on, the drive is loading on me. I use a magnetic drive.
Oh yeah, I actually kind of like there's Cameo and then there's business Cameo for promoting things. The prices become very more significant
when it's business.
Yes, but there's still ones that are like you can get them for 500, you can get them for 200.
Anybody worth it though?
Not Shaky Too Dope like I wanted. He's like 1,000 something.
Really?
Oh, like you mother fudge.
He cusses?
No, I'm just saying that's what I was thinking.
Oh.
I was like, oh, okay. Oh, damn it.
Oh, you mean like way too high for you?
Yeah.
You're like, no.
I might like further down the line get them, but I'm gonna try to get I'll get the ones that are not as expensive starting out.
Okay, I think I found the copy I want. Let's see.
Because I think Juggalos, just because Shaggy Too Dope says, hey, this is a good book. They were like, oh, hey, I gotta get that book, man. Because Shaggy Too Dope said it was awesome.
They might. But if he does that too much and they know, like they might be like, yeah, it's just they paid him a lot of monies. Like if he's sitting there going, yeah, Shaggy Too Dope, and my favorite golf balls are these here. And then the next night he's like, yo, I use Ginsu knives in all my vegetables. Like every night it's a different sponsor.
Yeah, but what?
Like,
that's the only reason like any celebrity says they like anything and tells their fans about it is because they got paid to say, hey.
That's true. But what like sucks, like, okay, like so locally on the radio, the Wendy's guy got fired or something, but now he's selling like timeshare rooms at a golf course. And I've gotten so used after hearing him do Wendy's for 3 years that every time I hear him talk about the golf course, I still hear him talk about Wendy's. Very bizarre.
Yeah, right, he's got a sign in the back that says, please take me back, Wendy's.
Yeah, well, they should take him back because he's so ingrained. But here's my quick, I think it's actually 60 seconds.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I made a joke about it.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
but this is
Don't be a chump and read it free.
Right. No, but this is the first version. But all these little video effects, as weird as they, might be, are kind of common. In the new app, it's all new stuff. As far as how I did it, which I'm excited about. The next step is trying to throw some animation in it.
It's free to read, you cheap bastards.
And, oh man, it's for the kids, dude. I mean, anybody can do it, and I encourage anybody to go read it, especially
cheap
if
little
they have
monsters.
But like the whole idea is to make a wave of kids who will want to buy the books or buy the merchandise. And more than that, like kind of to spread a positive character who's not really agenda based, not really gonna get involved in the stuff that they get thrown at them daily. Cyclopean's adventures are going to be about coming of age and doing the right thing, the heroic thing. And some people don't like heroes. I love heroes.
Wait, there's an old lady that needs help across the street. He picks her up, throws her across the street. You're welcome, ma'am. Oh, I broke both my legs.
Well, at least you live.
At least you got across the street. Now I'm off to save that burning orphanage. I'll bring this gasoline with me.
Fight fire with fire. No, like obviously I have to do better stories than that. Like I have to do stories that not teach but lead the reader into understanding different aspects of the American Boy Scout, really. I mean, like Cyclopean has a do not kill code, which is kind of, I thought it was kind of common for heroes, but it's kind of been an issue lately. Like, Zack Snyder thinks that if Batman can't kill, you're neutering him, right?
Right.
I know Batman started killing, and I know that he's been killing like the last few movies, but I like a noble hero who doesn't want to kill.
There's also kind of a futile effort in that situation too, right? He tries not to. He doesn't try to kill, but in a sense, he by with the skills he knows, he's going to end up killing somebody.
Yes, one day.
Maybe not intentionally, but he's going to be killing a. And the Joker's
actually,
always constantly trying to make him break his own code. Right? Remember that when he goes to, you have rules, and tonight I'm going to make you break your own rules.
Well, I saw something funny, someone noticed, and that is most of the Marvel heroes don't kill, and most of the DC heroes do. And like, so Batman was known for not killing, but now it's like definitely obvious that, of course, you're driving around in a tank with machine guns shooting at things. Something's
well,
gonna
I mean,
die.
yeah. I mean, but that's also kind of a real world application. It's like you really can't be a crime fighter and have a no kill policy because
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm talking about like real world applications. They're trying to make it more ground, right? And even Spider-Man can't will eventually once in a while he'll end up killing somebody.
Well, he did in a way kill Gwen, right? I mean, the reason she was going to die anyways. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. She's falling, if you don't know the story, off a bridge, I believe.
She broke her back or something.
Yeah, when he snagged her with the web.
Yeah.
But if he hadn't done that, she would have splatted on the ground anyways. So he did what he could, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah. So he ended up killing her.
Yeah.
I just thought Spider-Man was a whiny little bitch anyway. That's just my opinion.
That's because you never had to dance with him. That boy could fight. He could flip around and teach you like a ninja.
Teach you like a ninja?
Treat you like a ninja.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying.
He could be up one side and down the other. And he wouldn't even need to be like kicking you or nothing. He could just like cling to you and walk all over you.
I'm saying Deadpool is better.
I don't know, because Deadpool kind of has a crush on him, doesn't he?
Does he?
Well, maybe it's just Deadpool being Deadpool, but he always makes jokes with him. When I've seen him in the comics,
I mean, aren't they supposed to be like kind of like wisecracking characters?
Yeah, but Deadpool takes it to that adult level. Like Peter will joke about what you're having for lunch. Deadpool will joke about where you're going to sleep that night.
Well, it's just like what was that one scene in the where he's in the car? He goes, So why do you want revenge? He goes, because he did the shit. And you hold on tight to your because he showed him a picture of his girlfriend, like the cab driver did. Because you hold on tight because the world is full of. It's like the world's like hot like Mama June in a hot sun or something. And you're like, what does that mean? He goes, it's like two hobos fucking. Do I have to spell it out for you?
Oh, geez. I don't remember the lines as well as you do. If I'm not mistaken, though, in Deadpool 2, doesn't he put the wife or the bride in the back of his car or something? The taxi driver?
I
think he expands on that, or he says he wants to kill the boyfriend or something. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, he was before he became Deadpool, he was hired to make the stalker leave this one girl alone.
Right.
He goes, we don't have a cat. He goes, you don't have a cat? Then whose litter box did I just shit in?
Yeah, that was definitely an adult movie, though.
Well, of course. My favorite line is, hey, you know why I wear red? So no one can see me bleed. That guy's got the right idea. He's wearing the brown pants.
Yeah.
See,
I don't know.
It's funny.
It falls short without Ryan Reynolds' delivery.
Oh, of course. I'm not Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. But he's amazing because he does great voiceovers. Like I actually liked Detective Pikachu as well. He was good in that.
Oh, yeah.
Although when he did the Blade trilogy, he sucked. Like he was just learning or something. He wasn't nearly as good.
Yeah. What other movies do I like him in? I can only think of really Deadpool at this moment.
Yeah, well, beyond that, there were a lot of I don't know, their movies. Didn't he do one where he was in a video game or something? And
was he also in the movie? Was it The Proposal, where he had to marry Sandra Bullock because she was actually Canadian?
You got me. But he's done a ton of movies, so it's hard to know, right?
Right.
And unless you're on every movie he does, we only catch the Deadpool stuff because it entered our arena. It was like, ooh, a superhero movie for Ryan Reynolds.
He pretty much is Deadpool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he fits it just like what's his face fits Wolverine.
Oh, what about the part where he goes to visit the X Mansion, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead she answers the door and goes, "Oh, Ripley, I haven't seen you in a while." She's like, "Fuck, you're old," and he's like, "Ha ha, real fake laugh, hiding real pain."
My favorite part of the whole X-Men thing was when he was, I don't know, sitting there monologuing, and you see the whole cast of the X-Men movie in the other room, and they're quietly closing the door so he doesn't see them. I don't know if you recall that one.
I think I saw something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. That was a highlight, my friend.
I remember seeing that. I saw it once, I think.
I do see the contrast between you and I when we talk. You know that? Because to me, that's the one I remember, and you remember the other scenes. I'm like, I remember that joke, and you're like, yeah, I remember this one.
I remember. I saw that a couple of times, and I was thinking, are the X-Men ashamed of him or something? They're like, oh shit, here comes Deadpool.
Yes, they're very ashamed of him. He's Deadpool.
I'm looking forward to the. I think it is called Deadpool and Wolverine. I am actually looking forward to that movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it at all because I still see it as a Disney thing, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but I know it's Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman playing their best, one of their best roles.
Understood.
Wolverine, I could watch that a billion times and never get tired of it. The Wolverine is awesome.
But there were huge problems with Act 3 and Disney corporate getting involved and Ryan Reynolds threatening to walk and all this stuff. So there were compromises on both sides, but it managed to survive. The question is, how much was really effed with?
Well, it was originally supposed to be called Deadpool 3, and I think Hugh Jackman promoted it as Deadpool and Wolverine, and I think that's one of the compromises.
Well, there were other things too, like the way they set up the next movies, and Ryan was supposed to be involved in a lot of stuff, and then he wasn't, and it got really weird, and it had a lot to do with Iger. I don't know how it all fell out, but I know that they must have solved it because the movie's coming anyways.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm just not as hopeful because, like, when it was in Fox, it kind of had its own domain. Now it's with the cape of the Disney realm.
Yeah, but it also means we'll probably get actual villains and not made up villains that Fox came up with. Tyler was okay. I'm just saying.
We can only hope. Like,
I kind of felt like Tyler was a generic mutant.
I don't even remember who Tyler was. Isn't that horrible?
He's the villain in the first one, and as far as I could tell, he had super strength.
The first one, the villain.
Of course, then Deadpool 2 had Cable. That was cool. And Shatterstar, briefly.
Cable was really interesting because it was, what's his face? Now he's going to, his name
Cable's
is going to.
Cool character, yeah.
Yeah, but who's the guy that played him? Bronson?
Yeah.
The same guy who played Thanos.
Yeah.
I thought that was really wild. Like, how many guys can truly claim to play two major characters in the same universe?
Yeah. What was it? They formed X-Force and they all died in really stupid ways. I wish Shatterstar hadn't died. It's like you guys could have had an X-Force movie.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. And who knows the way the multiverse works? They could come back. I mean, Deadpool's not beyond that.
Shatterstar.
But it was a lot of fun to see that because
there goes my childhood dream of seeing a live action Shatterstar versus Reaper.
It could still happen. It's comics.
Yeah. Chops his hand off and says, "I kill you, but that's not the way of my that's not the way of my teammates." And he just kicks him in the chest.
Where was that in the comic?
X-Force #1.
Yeah, okay.
He's fighting Reaper and he cuts his hand off, and then he's like, "I'd kill you, but that's not the way of my teammates." And so he just ends up just kicking him in the chest.
He was showing compassion on behalf of his team.
Yeah. Was it like was it Feral versus I forgot what that. There's another cat character, and she's like got him. She's got him by the mouth, and she's like, "What's wrong? Cat got your tongue?" And then snap. Oh yeah, she does. But you just see her face, and you see the word snap, so you get that she broke his jaw.
Oh, I thought you meant his neck.
No, she broke his jaw, so he's like, he can't really talk because his jaw's broken. Because she says, "Cat got your tongue?" Snap. Oh yeah, she does.
Ouch. Oh, that's not a pleasant feeling or thought of feeling.
They did pretty good. Rob Liefeld did pretty good at kind of giving you a mental image without actually seeing it.
Yeah, did he write that stuff too?
Yeah, I think so. But the other thing is, though, being like, 12, 13 years old, I didn't know that Cable existed before X-Force #1. So to me, it was just like Cable's fighting Mutant Liberation Front for some reason, and he hates Strife. I don't know why, but they seem to be bitter enemies, and this is awesome.
Well, and that was at the height of the Extreme stuff, and Liefeld was the leader of it. Well, one of the leaders.
Well, I mean, that's the beginning of it. Actually,
Right.
it was 1990, 91. And then, of course, I discovered Image Comics, and I had, Youngblood 3. That was awesome. And I had Supreme issue 2.
How, didn't he have it? I don't know if he did or not, but I thought he had issues coming out on time with his stuff.
I think so. I mean, Youngblood 5 actually ended up being a double. One of those flip comic books, because on the other side was I think it was Brigade.
Right.
And it wasn't done. I think the last part of that first story arc was kind of done in a hurry because there's some stuff that didn't quite make sense. Like, why is it that the Berserkers, they showed up in the first issue, but they just kind of came out of nowhere come from?
You just roboted. They came out of nowhere and what?
They came out of nowhere. They're in the first issue, right? And there's these things called a boom tunnel that's kind of like a portal or something, and they got caught in one, and that's the last time you hear from them. And then
all of a sudden, just dropped the ball after that.
I don't know. All of a sudden, in issue 4, they were just there. I'm like, there seems to be a scene missing from this where they run into them somehow. There's something missing here.
Well, you can't be legendary all the time.
I guess not, but it's just like, okay, this is awesome, but at the same time, it's like, okay, there's a scene that doesn't quite make sense.
I wonder if he's ever explained it.
I tried to ask him on Facebook one time. I got no response. Like, come on, Rob.
He probably doesn't have a valid response.
He probably is like, I've made so many books, I forgot.
Yeah. Well, in many ways, he has become that next tier lifetime legend. You know, whether you love him or hate him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like Eazy-E wanted to do it. Eazy-E wanted to do a comic book with him. Literally, there's a picture of him.
Right?
There literally is a picture of them just kind of posing for the camera because he literally, when Rob Liefeld was doing a comic book signing at some comic book shop, he walked right out off the street and kind of introduced himself. They went as far as concept sketches, and then like their schedules didn't line up, and then like Eazy-E died from like AIDS. So
well, that sucks.
Yeah, so it was a comic book that would have never happened. But it might have actually happened if he had lived.
Right. Yeah, well, he being Liefeld really kind of broke through and was like a Levi, you know.
He was a rock star pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say sponsor. He like was sponsored by Levi's. He was getting late night show appearances and number one selling comic.
I wanted to be the next Rob Liefeld. No joke.
What happened?
I'm making comic books now. What?
Yeah, but you don't draw like him.
No, I don't, because I want to win. So I have an insane desire to win. So when my artwork wasn't good enough, I'm like, I need somebody with a higher caliber here. And the only person I knew was Sherwin, and we did, you know, a comic book that I think that's kind of has a little bit of a cult following. And then it's like, okay, this is where I am with the first issue. I need to be a second issue needs to be better. This is okay. This is a good start, but the second issue needs to be better than the first issue. Okay, we got to the second issue. Now the third issue needs to be better than the second issue. And now that we're at the fourth issue, I have to make it awesome. So
it sucks.
Oh, you need to watch you need to bite your tongue there, boy. The fourth issue is going to be 40 pages, I think.
Who's drawing it? Same team.
Still Sid. Yep,
Sid drawing, and I should be inking it, right?
Yes, of course. Math, yes.
Black and white again?
Of course. That's how I do. That's how I roll.
Well, that would be like after a while, could be at least a special edition you could try at some point, you know.
Yeah, but the special editions are just remastered and still black and white.
Well, those are, but you could do a special.
Except for the first issue, is because the only thing we could find was the copy of the colored version. So, and the only thing we had to so your landlord just came home.
Or it's going out. I'm not sure which.
So the first we had the colored version. So we all we had to do was like not print the Vic King cover anymore and just go with the Dillard cover.
Right.
So that was an easy fix.
That's going to be something weird for people to get used to, though, because you're going from color in the first one to black and white, back to black and white.
Yeah, I know.
You might get some complaints. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they can complain to these nuts. I'm kidding.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Yeah.
Or not, whichever you want to believe.
Or not in Minecraft.
Or not in Minecraft. Whichever you want to believe. It's up to you. You, the viewing audience.
We disavow.
Tonight was the last episode of Scribbattle for the season.
Was it nuts?
It just was technically still going on, but they ended other stuff just like 5-10 minutes ago. And throughout the season, I was able to get just about 211 points. So I was able to get 3 simple digital drawings from Dylan.
There you go. Here's a line. Here's a circle. Here's a square. There you go.
Well, digital commissions, though. I get to choose what it is.
Oh.
Here's a circle. Dillard, I want Superman. He's that speck high above that planet, which is a circle.
There you go. Now get out of my face, kid. You bothered.
I saw something funny on Twitter today. Somebody put a giraffe on one of the starships from Star Trek to show its size. And sure enough, if you zoomed in on top of the ship, there was a giraffe standing there. And he was dwarfed, of course, by the ship. But I thought that was kind of
Which ship? Which?
Hell if I know.
Sure.
It was one of the Enterprises, the biggest one, I assume. Whichever version was the biggest.
Can you find the picture easy enough?
No, I have to look for it, Rick.
Then look for it so I can tell you which one it is.
I don't care what it was. It was funny. Oh, let me see, man. You're making me work.
Good.
You know what time it is? It's like late at night.
Oh, it's only 7:30.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah, where you are, Canadian.
Yeah, well, it's not like it's the same time for you as it is for him either. It's only 9:30 for you.
8:36.
Oh, 8:30.
Y'all are crazy, man. It's
Yeah,
like
that's not late.
It's like super late here.
Oh, it's only 10:30.
The dead are walking around outside. That's how late it is here.
Are you one of those dead?
No. I just look out my window. I can see the zombies walking by.
Are they looking for your brain?
No, they're looking for brains. That's why I'm safe. Let's see.
Like that Simpsons episode. Remember that where Homer's like, "Take me, take me," and the zombies are like poking his head. They look through the ear hole, like brains, and they get mad and walk away.
My goodness, my timeline is sick.
Is it dope too? Is it dope and fresh?
No, I mean it's gross. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all these weirdos.
Yeah,
All
I know.
right.
That's like that Tim Olsen guy. God, he's such a weirdo.
Okay, wait a minute. It's Enterprise D. Does that make any sense?
Yeah,
guess so.
that basically.
Hang on.
That is the one from The Next Generation.
Yep. I pretty much only really liked the Star Trek movies, the first 6 movies. I don't know why.
The original crew.
Yeah, but I mean, there was something about those 6 movies that seemed to be like an upgrade from just a campy TV show.
Well, it wasn't that. It was a little campy, but not that campy.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? When the ship got hit, it was literally them tilting the camera and everyone like swaying to one side to make it look like they got hit. Or like Kirk double had to double punch everything.
Yeah, well, you do stuff without all the technology we have today or whatever. That's how they did stuff back then.
Right. Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying. It just like it's a campy little TV show.
Hey, it wasn't as bad as Batman.
Oh,
okay, so hold on, guys.
I think that was taking the piss out of Batman on purpose.
Hold on, guys. You see that ship, right?
Right.
No.
So at the very top of the ship to the right, there's a little giraffe-looking thing, but it's very hard to tell from where we are. It's a speck.
I sort of see it.
I'll show you the enlarged view because I actually went and like copied the image and enlarged it and then reposted it. But there he is. If you look closely there, let me see if I can make that a little bigger. Not really.
I mean, is that in the actual TV show?
No, somebody added the giraffe so they could show the scale of the ship. Like I guess according to someone's manual of how big it actually is. And so that would be a giraffe standing on top of the bridge, basically.
But then the question is, how do they know that they got it correct size?
Because I don't know. There's all those books that have like a map of the ship and the scale and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I know there's all those, but I'm just saying if you can take those, and then you can take the giraffe. Do you know how tall that particular giraffe was in real life?
Well, I mean, like the difference
when you're putting it on there.
But the difference between like a 16-foot giraffe and a 20-foot giraffe isn't that extreme. Like to put it on there, it still gives a decent idea that that's way bigger than a lot of people would think.
Oh, actually, I don't think it's at least not me, anyways, because that ship fits. Well, it has 1,000 crew complement, over 1,000 crew complement, and it can fit. I think I heard 10,000 people on it.
Yeah, we're not geeking out at all tonight. What was the original one capable of holding then?
I don't know. It had a crew in Kirk's day. It had a crew complement of over 400 people. I'm not sure how many people it could hold. Probably close to 1,000, or maybe 600, something like that. I'm not sure what the actual crew complement was.
Well, his was the NCC 1700.
NC, so yeah.
1701.
Yeah.
Let's see. What does
NCC 1701?
Wikipedia.
No, like A, B, C, or D.
Oh yeah, it says here the greatest ship of all time in any universe. No. It was my favorite. I did really love the original. Growing up, it was the one ship outside of Star Trek that really got me excited until Battlestar Galactica came along. Like Lost in Space, Space 1999, they were okay. But this was like next level. All right, how come it's not giving me... There's got to be specs on this thing.
Well, you probably just have to type in how many people could
hang on.
The NCC 1701 hold.
The ship would have a crew of 100 to 150. Hang on, let me keep reading because it's like a story. Production crew. Okay, wait a minute. Depiction. Starfleet. 430 person crew. I think that's during the motion picture. It's hard to tell.
That's during the series. It was said during the series at one time, and in the Cage, the original pilot, Pike said 200 and something. So from Kirk to Pike, it went up probably about 200 people.
Yeah, they probably gave them really terrible accommodations. Like in the Titanic movie, they were probably like
Well, you see some of the crew quarters, like you see Kirk's quarters and you see Spock's quarters at one point during the series. I'm not sure whether you see any other people's, but I'm sure just ordinary Joes, if you will, wouldn't have quite the cabin that Kirk or Spock would have, being captain and first officer. McCoy probably would have some good quarters, and Scotty. Actually, I think we see Scotty's quarters too at one point during the series.
Okay, I just wanted to see this up close. That is so beautiful. Look at that ship, man. That's the best ship ever. It just has such a regal look. It even looks like a nostalgic style. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but look at the movie version.
It's never going to be as cool.
It is going to be as cool. Trust me. Look at the. No, not that version.
This one, right?
No.
All right, hang on. Let's see. What was the first movie called?
Motion picture.
Yeah, but what? No, that wasn't
Star
what it was
Trek
called.
motion picture. Yeah.
Oh man, was that the one with Beaker?
Beeger? Yeah, it's like a mispronunciation of
Voyager. Oh, I remember in the movie.
Okay,
this was pretty...
The Enterprise was built at the Utopia Planitia Fleet Yards orbiting Mars in the Sol System N, with a total of 42 decks. The ship was double in length and had 8 times the interior space of a Constitution class ship over a century. She carried a combination of crew and passenger load of 1. Oh, that might be the Enterprise D.
All right, hang on. Let's see now. Present, share. Which one is it? This one. It's all right. It looks like an updated version of the old one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's an upgrade. It looks better.
No.
Yeah, and it would have been through a refit or two.
I cannot accept it. No.
What's wrong with you, man? That is way better.
No. You're crazy.
See, I know. People do look at me like I'm crazy because,
that is much more beautiful.
What's with the nipple things at the end of
that versus that?
That looks like a bunch of nipples. There's a nipple thing right there. There's a nipple thing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they look like elongated baby bottles, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Or red rockets. Yeah. But the other one, I don't know. They look like vacuum cleaners.
No, I mean, you got nipples versus vacuum cleaners.
I'm going with nipples every time. What I really dig is the radar dish on the front of the main body there.
They kind of radar. Can you use radar in space?
No, and actually, isn't that their big? It's the same thing as this thing, but it's like a primitive version of that big beam there, isn't it? Whatever they do with that thing. I don't know. Maybe I can get a little closer here.
There's a giraffe on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They look better than the NASA pictures, don't they?
Yeah.
But if you look here, see the spacing of the windows? You can kind of get a sense of like what one man might look like if those are, individual layers that people are in.
Now, how do you feel about the uniforms in the movies versus the TV show?
Well, honestly, the best and only real uniforms are the ones from the TV show.
Oh no! See,
everything else is a fraud. Everything else is a fraud.
No way, man! The movies had way better uniforms. They looked like they were part of a Starfleet. They looked very like a space navy or something.
Look, I understand you're conflicted because you're a youngster.
The other one's
However,
just like again, cheesy TV show. Everyone wear different colored shirts.
that worked for the Power Rangers. Well, actually, I should say that worked for Star Trek, and then everybody else kind of copied them, right? In a way, I mean.
I'm sorry. I know I understand you're old and you have trouble adjusting. I get it, but that just looks like they're just. Those don't really look like military style uniforms. It just looks.
I was going to say they looked military totally.
No, that doesn't. I mean, the movie.
They look
but we have to remember, technically, Starfleet is not military. They take on some of that responsibility.
Yeah, they're the most heavily armed. They're the most heavily armed space program ever. They got a fleet with full-time torpedoes and phasers.
Tim,
yeah, well, they need to be able to defend themselves.
Tim, look at the quality of that insignia thing on his chest.
Yes,
this is state of the art. Look at the dashboard in the back. Look at the quality of their computers.
No, it's blinking lights. They're flashing and blinking. And
I used to love the dash here with the jeweled light ups. I thought those were the coolest looking things. They were, and he had those little flips.
Look, they're punching buttons, in which they expect us to know exactly what buttons they're pushing and why.
They know by their training,
which is non-specific.
Look at how physical Spock really was. He was a threat.
Watch out, he's coming at you with his long string beanie arms.
Well, politically at the time, Christians didn't like him because he was like the pointed ear, weird, demonic creature.
Well, I don't understand.
True story,
that.
At least according to the history books.
Why?
But Spock was stronger than anybody on the crew because Vulcans were naturally stronger than any human.
And he had the Vulcan mind meld there.
Oh, you mean the
what are you doing?
pinch?
The Vulcan nerve pinch? No, it's much too high. You got to do it where the shoulder meets the neck, like this. Yeah.
Well, he had that, but he could also remember he could do the little fingers on your face and skull and extract stuff from your brain.
Yeah, that's the mind now.
Yeah.
But he could knock you out with the neck pinch.
With this dog. Hold on. Bark.
Let's
Woof.
see. There we go. Oh, yes. Oh, that was evil Spock, wasn't it? No. Yeah. That's evil Spock.
All they had to do was give him beards.
What's evil Spock?
Evil.
Show.
Hang on, I will. Hang on, I got it.
Evil Spock. Actually, I'm not sure if that one was evil. He was the mirror universe, but he wasn't as nasty as all the other ones. People in that universe.
I just love the only way you could tell them apart is by giving them a beard, and that's how you knew they were evil.
Well, they couldn't change the color of the shirt.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't do that for anybody but Spock for the beard.
Do you think they should have done that with Uhura? Oh no, it's evil Uhura. I can tell she has a beard.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that would have been so progressive. Actually, I think Spock kind of looks badass there. And look at Bones. He's freaked. He's done for.
If you shaved his head, he'd look like the guy who founded the Church of Satan.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
And I also want to point again to the background. Look at that magnificent button stuff in the back. That definitely shows functionality and quality.
Yeah, that definitely does. Look at that. Look at that cheap background.
Cheap. No way. Somebody went to school to learn how to drill.
Hey, that was expensive.
I'm sure it was.
Hey, for the day,
particle board to make it look like it's a hallway.
For its day, it was the most expensive show being created.
You know what I hear every time you say that? Someone scammed CBS. Someone scammed CBS. Yeah, man, this wall with all these holes costs like $50,000 to make, man. Meanwhile, you got some kid with a drill in the back. And they're sticking, construction paper of yellow and red and orange colors on the other side, and they're calling it a controller board or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
that would be in sick bay. That scene.
So that's a medical thing. See, Tim, that's the advancement of medicine.
Because Spock,
not everybody can heal like Melvin.
In this scene, Spock is just recovering from getting hit on the head, and McCoy was attending to him, and the rest of the crew is they're waiting for McCoy to come so they can, go back to their universe.
Oh, but bad Spock stopped him?
Yeah.
Maybe we can call him Spock.
Mirror Spock, since it's the mirror universe.
But the reflection is flawed.
Yes.
What is it, a circus mirror?
Yep.
So I had to look it up. Well, again, I'm looking at it from a modern perspective, but I guess back in the 60s, that they were pushing the boundaries of their budget.
Yeah.
However, from a modern perspective, it looks cheap.
Yeah, from a modern
perspective, my friend, you are spoiled and don't understand the limits of technology. Right. We will not advance that far by the 24th century. Is that when they ran?
23rd.
23rd century.
In the 23rd century, we will have spaceships that use mechanical dials because they are far more efficient than digital.
Look, if they have the Church of the Bomb in the next century, I'm totally thinking we're done.
Do you remember that though? Aren't they the ones that used like a odometer or a digital dial on their dash? I don't know. Maybe it was Lost in Space.
Look, you see what you did there. Lost in Space.
Yeah, no, that was an unintentional dad joke. That was good. Let's see. Odometer, dial, sci-fi TV. Let's see if it tells me examples. Oh, of course not, because Google's stupid. Or I am. Oh, no, there's a bunch of them. Okay, if you hit images, you start to see stuff. But now I'm getting car odometers pretty quick. Yeah, that's no good. All right, let's see. Mechanical dial, sci-fi TV. Oh, God, Men in Black came up. That's a horrible franchise. They really screwed that thing up. Okay. Hey, guys. I think I'm going to go to bed in a few minutes. Does anybody want to sell their stuff before I kill it?
Yes. Melvin #1 Special Edition will be sold at on Walmart, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and what's the other one?
Pullman? No. In Oregon, or is it Oregon?
It's in Oregon. My brain is not working now.
Well, has it ever worked?
Okay, it's on those websites, and yeah, good.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Awesome. And Rick is working on his.
Yeah. Canadian Shield 3 is being worked on now. I'm paying a guy to draw it up. I will be coloring it, of course. And I'm not sure what else to say. Just go over and subscribe to my site and all that on my YouTube, which is Cuss Comics.
Yay. And right now, the only thing I'm pushing are free comics on HeroShack.com. So like I've been doing, I'll play an outro and see you guys tomorrow night, Lord willing. If not, have a great one. Yeah, I'm tired now. Oh my gosh, I stopped talking now. I'm starting to fall apart. Good night, guys.
Night.